Hi, I'm Davy. I'm awesome. Welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. So this past week was the return of WWE Bad Blood, live from Atlanta, Georgia. Let's get right into it. The opening match, which really shocked me that they opened with this, but okay. Hell in the Cell. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. The reason I was really surprised was this is a Hell in the Cell. This is a huge heated rivalry between these two. Kind of felt like this should have been the main event, because right off the bat I was going to be like, they're going to peak too soon. And they did. This match was freaking awesome. It was freaking brutal. Of course, it's Hell in the Cell. That means weapons. That means blood. Both of them bloody as heck. Using steel steps, using chairs, using tables, using candlesticks, using wrenches. And then in the fashion we're getting lately of a bag full of, what is it this time? Because it's not usually thumbtacks anymore. They're getting more and more creative. This time, pretty creative, as Drew McIntyre pulled out a bag of beads, which don't seem like they would hurt that much, and it doesn't seem like it was to hurt CM Punk. He didn't really slam him on any. It was to taunt him for ruining that friendship bracelet that CM Punk wanted back so badly. But then, in another cringy moment, Drew McIntyre went to do the Claymore onto CM Punk and landed on some steel steps in the ring. Ouch. Especially because the way he landed, on the edge of it with his back. Ugh, hurt just looking at it. And because of this and pissing off CM Punk wraps a chain around his knee, picks up McIntyre, and hits him with the go to sleep, getting the pin, winning the rivalry. Because I'm pretty sure this rivalry's done now. At least I hope it is, because they're not going to top this. And CM Punk emerges victorious. Sort of, because now he has to take a break because he's so beaten up. But, either way, open the night with a 5 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Women's Championship, Bayley versus Nia Jax. It was predictable. It went exactly how anybody figured it was going to go. The ref ended up getting knocked out. Bayley gets the rose plant, is about to win. Then out comes Tiffany Stratton. The only exciting thing about that was she going to cash in the Money in the Bank on Nia Jax? And like they've been doing for a couple months now, it looked like she was about to cash it in, and then Nia Jax caught her. So, of course, Tiffany going, no, I wasn't going to do that. And the distraction didn't really help Bayley, as Nia Jax was able to get the win and retain the Women's Championship, which I'm disappointed about. Not to mention, yes, there's some interesting story going on with this Tiffany Stratton. When is she going to cash the Money in the Bank in on Nia Jax? Because TikTok. But it's at this point, they've been doing it so much, it's like, pull the trigger already. And honestly, like I've said, I've never been impressed with a Nia Jax match. And this one wasn't necessarily a bad match, just so predictable that I wasn't that into it. So I would only give this one a 2 out of 5. Then, another Bad Blood feud. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Been feuding ever since Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the title. It was good, but honestly, I'm gonna say it wasn't that exciting. I feel like they could have done more. And of course, the Judgment Day members came out, Carlito and JD McDonough, distracting Damian Priest, making it look like Finn Balor was gonna get the win, but it didn't work, as Priest did get the South of Heaven, the pin, and the win over Finn Balor. Honestly, I hope this isn't done, because I feel like they can do a lot more with this. It was good, though. This one, I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then, in between matches, Triple H came out to announce that at the next PLE in Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel, they're going to start doing a new concept where whoever is the World Heavyweight Champion and the Undisputed Champion, basically the Raw and SmackDown champions of the women's and the men's, are going to compete at Crown Jewel for the Crown Jewel Championship. I'm not sure how I feel about this. First, I will say the title itself is freaking beautiful. Big. We didn't see the women's, but I'm imagining it's going to look exactly the same with a white strap. But my issue with this is that this is kind of like Survivor Series bragging rights type thing, where, okay, you're going to win that big belt, but what does that matter? But during it, though, Gunther came out to insult Goldberg, who was sitting ringside, and Goldberg hopped the barricade. Security had to hold him back, so looking like this is setting up a future match for Goldberg and Gunther. Which again, yay! I love Gunther, but even in his heyday, I'm sorry, but nobody was able to pull a really good match out of Goldberg. He's just a squash match guy, and that's it. And after his last several matches in WWE, I'm just like, why? Then getting back in the action for the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan defends against Rhea Ripley with the stipulation of Dominic Mysterio being locked in a shark cage above the ring. I will say this about this match. It was entertaining. Most of the match was just what we expected. Rhea Ripley beating the crap out of Liv Morgan. Dominic Mysterio trying to get out of the shark cage, which at one point he picked the lock, but his foot was wrapped around a chain, so he fell out and was hanging by his foot. And of course, Rhea Ripley takes advantage of this, takes a kendo stick and goes to beat the crap out of him. But then we get the return of Raquel Rodriguez, who beat down Rhea Ripley. Got Rhea Ripley the win because Liv Morgan is now disqualified, but she keeps her title. And Raquel Rodriguez is back, and I'm happy about that. So, like I said, this match, it wasn't like a stellar match or anything, but it was very entertaining. Entertaining enough to where I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Then the main event, the Bloodline feud. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa of the New Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Off the bat, I get why everybody is excited about Roman Reigns, but I feel that was a little bit of a slight towards Cody Rhodes that he came out before Roman Reigns. He's the champ comes out last. As far as the match though, there's nothing to complain about. It was a really, really good match. Very chaotic in the good way. Lots of brutality, like when Cody Rhodes dove all the way from the top rope onto Jacob Fatu, who was laid out on the table, leaving Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to fight among themselves, which of course meant Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa were going to come out. But that marked the return for Jimmy Uso, which was awesome. And because of that and the distraction, Roman Reigns was able to get the spear, the pin, and the win for him and Cody Rhodes. Afterwards, the Bloodline starts beating on Cody Rhodes as Jimmy and Roman are leaving. So Roman and Jimmy go back into the ring and fight them off of Cody Rhodes. So Roman being a good guy, keeping his word. But as if that's not enough, we have the return of The Rock, who came out and basically just stared down Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, giving us the impression that he's not happy, making us all suspect that this is going to build up to The Rock-Roman Reigns match we've been waiting for, making it to where it's not just, a nice contest between two family members, but rather he's angry at Roman Reigns for siding with Cody Rhodes. That's exciting, but I'm hoping they don't give that away at Crown Jewel or something. I'm hoping they're going to push that to WrestleMania, but I guess we'll see. Either way, this match, I get why it was the main event, but it wasn't as good as the opening match. I wouldn't quite give it a 5, but a very solid 4 out of 5. Yeah! So WWE Bad Blood overall, good show. Yeah. Nothing to really complain about, except the women's match. Again, I don't know why they're putting so much into Nia Jax. She's just really a slow, mobile, not that great wrestler. I don't get it. The only way it could have been at all exciting is if either Bayley would have won or Tiffany Stratton would have cashed in the title, which is what we've been waiting for. And again, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we get it. Now pull the freaking trigger. But other than that, every match was good. Even the Finn Balor-Damian Priest match, where I was a little let down, not because there was anything particularly wrong with it, I just expected a little bit more. It was still good. But again, I feel like one of the big problems was the Hell in a Cell match. To open the show, you peaked way too soon. Nobody could follow that, especially because that was an over 40-minute match. I get why the main event was Cody and Roman versus Solo and Fatu, but at least that match should have been on after the Hell in a Cell. Maybe the Hell in a Cell be in the middle somewhere. But for them to open with a Hell in a Cell match, no one's going to be able to follow that. It's Hell in a Cell. It's always a great match. The only way a Hell in a Cell match is bad is if it has just the worst ending ever. The Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley thing, I was kind of hoping this would be the end, just because, it is starting to get a little redundant. But with them adding Raquel Rodriguez in there, that might have just given it the nice little boost that it needs, and this feud can remain interesting for a little while. The main event, it was awesome. It just felt a little lackluster having gone through the rest of the night with, again, having peaked in the first match. But it was still good. I like Roman Reigns turning babyface. He was a heel for so long. It works. Obviously, we're waiting for down the road, him and Cody Rhodes to have the rubber match. They've each won a match against each other, plus Roman Reigns wants the title back. I'm still hoping that he doesn't get the title back because, one, we've seen him with the title long enough, and it's not like he's going to top that championship reign anyway. But the intrigue of The Rock coming out, making us think, like, are they building this to WrestleMania? Hopefully they don't give it away at Crown Jewel, but they might. But either way, it builds to something. Because even if they do give it away at Crown Jewel, okay, that means that they can end up doing The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, or maybe that rubber match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes could be at WrestleMania. Whereas, yeah, we've seen the match twice already. There's always excitement behind a rubber match. Of, you got one, I've got one, let's settle this. I guess we're going to have to wait to see. Which to me is the mark of a great PLE like this, is that it was good, it was exciting, it was satisfying, but there's a sense of, but now I got to see what happens next. So there's overall nothing to complain about except, you know, a couple of matches could have been better, could have been a little bit more exciting, could have placed some matches differently in the card. So overall, I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5, but I would definitely say that Bad Blood earned a 4 out of 5. Yeah! So there you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications for when I post the videos. And leave a comment to me in next week's Comment Corner. Tell me what you thought of WWE Bad Blood 2024. Love you guys.